Module 5 problems. Take 700. All right. When we're doing this, when we're doing module 5, what we're talking about now, we're expanding our mole island. So now our island, I feel, is a little bit bigger. It encompasses the whole chemical reaction that we're doing. Now, each of these things we need to pay attention to, all right? First thing you need to do, when you read a problem, you look and you say aspirin. It says C9H8O4. So that's this one is aspirin, okay? It's synthesized by the following reaction between salicylic acid, and so then it tells you what that one is. So identify what everything is, okay? So that's salicylic acid, or however you say it, doesn't matter. And acetic anhydride, okay? And then it says the other product of the reaction is acetic acid, which would be this one, right? So that would be the other product. But let's figure out what it wants. It wants how many grams of acetic anhydride. Okay, so that's our yellow one. How many grams of that? So how many grams are needed to completely react with this? And we have 100 grams. Okay, that's what 1.00 times 10 to the second. Few things we do. So the first thing you do, you identify everything. You figure out how much of everything you have. What is it you're actually looking for? Okay. And then significant digits. You may as well just figure that out right now. So this is our only number. It has 3 sig figs. We're only going to be multiplying and dividing, so our answer has 3 sig figs. We know that right now. So because of that, we don't have to think about sig figs anymore. We know how many are in our answer. Okay. So, abbreviate these things any way you want to. If you want to call it the acid, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Something, if you want to call it SA, you just need to start that's where you're going to start though. Okay, again, as always, look for your question. How many grams of? So that's our question. How many grams of this stuff, acetic anhydride, are needed to completely react with 100 grams of this? So that means we start with 100 grams of salicylic acid. So we're going to start with 100 grams of that. Okay, we'll just call it SA. Just to keep it kind of short, all right? So, like always, just keep going. So there's 138.1 grams in a mole of it, okay? Like always. Don't you love my dog over there chewing on her bone? Okay. When we're in grams, we have to first get on the island, okay? There's a port here, okay? There's a port here. There's a port here, and there's a port here. So there's 4 boats that lead to the island that are mass boats. They lead to and from the island, okay? So you can either go to the island or from the island. Doesn't matter. But we're going to do it on a mass boat. So we need a molecular weight to get to moles, okay? So now we have 1 mole of SA, and that's just from the equation. We have 1 mole of acetic anhydride. We'll call that AA for lack of anything else, okay? And then for every mole of AA, we have 102.09 grams of AA. Okay, that's again a molecular weight. So our path through the problem is we start here. At 100 grams, we get to the island. Okay, we do that using molecular weight. We go from one thing to the other thing using just the chemical formula. And then we go from there to grams, again, getting off the island on a mass boat. Okay, so we get on the island. We get on the island. When we're on the island, we go from one thing to the other, then we get off the island. All you do, okay? So this is 73.9 grams of AA, acetic anhydride. Okay. And you probably shouldn't call it AA at that point. You should probably call it C4H6O3. Okay. Now, there is another part to this question. Okay. How many grams of aspirin are expected as a product? Now, again, that's right here. So, instead of going from here to here, now we have to go to here. And oddly enough, we could go from either one. It doesn't matter if we go from this one to there or from this one to there, since we now know how much of this one we have. You could do either one, but we may as well just go from this one. Okay, so we're going to start off the exact same way. We have 100 grams of SA, and you'll be able to see what's the same here. 138.1 grams of SA, 1 mole of SA, 1 mole of SA. Now looking at the formula, we have 1 mole of aspirin, right? And 1 mole of aspirin, we have what, 180.15 grams, I think? Okay, that ends up with 130 grams of aspirin. Might be better to write it as 1.30 times 10 to the second grams. Again, 3 sig figs, that's all you care about. All right? That's every single problem you go to do, you'll approach the exact same way. All right. Talk to you soon.